You're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
With your host, Beto Barragan.
And we all know that when the good Lord created man, he meant for him to look just like me.
And Alex Lewicki.
The tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
The podcast made by fans for wrestling fans.
One sweet, one sweet, one sweet, one sweet.
You're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast. All right, we are here with episode 8 of One Sweet Wrestling Podcast. I am so happy to be here. I am your host, the one and only Beto Barragan, and with me as always,
Alex Lewicki.
So, I think we've got some ground to cover after Monday Night Raw, especially happening in San Antonio, Texas, our hometown. Let's jump into the headlines.
Let's do it. All right, folks. Next week is the Raw 25th anniversary. Confirmed names so far, we have Chris Jericho, The Undertaker of all people, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock evidently is going to show up, Scott Hall, X-Pac, and a name that was due to show up but is no longer going to due to a knee surgery, it looks like, is one Kevin Nash. That's going to suck that Big Sexy's not going to be there, but I don't know how big of a part it's going to play other than maybe an NWO segment.
Yeah, I mean, just a pop, you know what I mean? I think that's really what a lot of those guys are there for. Now, I could see like somebody doing a run-in. Are the Outlaws going to be there? Billy Gunn and Roode?
Yes, they're due to be there as well. Billy Gunn, I think, is already doing backstage stuff as some type of producer.
Right.
Billy Gunn, though, it was
Road Dogg is
Road Dogg. Yes,
manager.
my mistake.
Yeah,
Road Dogg
he's not
is
a manager. He's he's an agent.
Yeah, talent agent.
Yeah.
And Billy Gunn is doing independent. So yeah, I think he's still in wrestling shape.
Okay, well, that's cool. Hopefully, they don't do something like burying like the Revival, kind of like how they buried the Ascension that one time when they had like a 15-year, I think, or something. Not a 15-year, but it was an old school Raw or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, speaking of old school, I was listening to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, and
Bruce Pritchard will be there as well.
Brother Love's going to be there. So very interesting. Now, for fans of that podcast, just know that his podcast isn't going to be over with. This is just a special appearance, but I wonder if Vince may offer him a job. Who knows?
That'd be pretty interesting to see. Also, what do you think about The Undertaker going to be there?
So, as far as The Undertaker being there at the show, I hope that they announce that he will be entering the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And nothing else. I don't want to see Undertaker get back in the ring. However, I can see it because we were talking about this the other day. If they do decide to do that, who is the match? Obviously, you can't have Sting versus Taker. They're well past their prime. I would say that the logical choice is John Cena.
Yeah, I think that's what the majority of people are thinking. If The Undertaker does come, this is the only match that he's never had.
Well, now this is what I'm also going to say too. I'm gonna pull a Joey Diaz here, dog. I'm gonna throw it out there, dog. I'm just gonna say it. They set it up. They set it up before all of you. No, they really did during the Roman Reigns and John Cena segment. When I think John Cena tells Roman Reigns, "You're not wrestling a grizzled veteran with a bad hip," referencing the Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
You're wrestling, basically the man. You know what I mean?
I will say the WWE has been doing a better job of doing callbacks to really minimal things at times.
Yes.
If they do decide to go with the Taker and John Cena gimmick, I do see them, showing that and it being
like in the build-up and in the little edit, like the little videos, the vignettes that they always show before matches.
Exactly.
I could see that.
I could see that happening, or they could go with the whole respect angle. Hey, I respect you as a performer. We've never done this. Why don't we go out and have your last match? I think it would be important to announce it. If they announced it, hey, it's your last match, you're going up against John Cena, arguably one of the more polarizing figures in recent times.
Right.
I think in this case, he's going to get a lot of, I don't want to say undue respect because he's deserved all of it.
Would you say he gets some heat because he's going up against Taker?
I think that's it.
Who's the heel?
Yeah, that's it. I think at this point, it's just really playing the crowd playing smart if you want to.
Yeah, you can't really do a face heel on that thing. I mean, unless you want to play Undertaker as the heel, but you can't. It's like having John Wayne as the bad guy, where it's like having John Wayne and Clint Eastwood in the same movie. Who's going to be the good guy? Who's going to be the bad guy?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could see it happening. I would love to see it as much as John Cena has had some mediocre matches over his career. I think once it comes to WrestleMania, he definitely shines. So I'm excited to see if they actually pull the trigger on this.
Now, who else is showing up? Is it rumored that, or is it confirmed that Y2J, Chris Jericho, is going to be there?
Chris Jericho will be there, as well as Eric Bischoff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but the Y2J thing is going to be very interesting, seeing as he just wrestled a little over 2 weeks ago.
I hear the giddiness in your voice.
Oh, yeah, man. I am dying to see what he does because I guess
I want to see the pop. I want to see the crowd reaction.
the thing is,
It's got to be huge.
he's going to have a huge reaction, but my only issue is he's going to have to play either the rock and roller with he can't play the same guy in New Japan.
Dude, does he go into the ring with the Balor Club?
No. I don't think it's written in the stars for him. This is going to be a one-off, kind of like when you had that three-way match so AJ can go over. It was just like, hey, you're here. You're going to do a favor for us.
It would be interesting. I'm just going to say that it would be interesting if they decide, okay, or like, all right, pal, like we're going to throw you in the ring with Balor.
Oh, to face Balor.
Balor.
Oh, my mistake. I thought you meant like him come out with the Balor Club.
No.
Oh, in that case, yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, why not at this point?
He's an international bullet / Balor Club hunter.
You could, man. You could really play with that idea.
That'd be really cool.
So, I mean, there's a lot riding into this 25th Raw.
It's going to be a fun episode.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah. With the old wrestlers coming in, not old, with all due respect, older wrestlers, the retired wrestlers. Seasoned, yes.
I learned that the other day.
Yes.
I mentioned old around my parents one time. They said, hey, we're not old. We're seasoned.
Nice.
So
I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Okay, so be that as it may.
Right.
Seasoned wrestlers will be showing up on Monday.
Right.
Some new wrestlers that have shown up on the WWE Performance Center as of recently, actually as of this week. War Machine from ROH, Ricochet, formerly Prince Puma of Lucha Underground, and just all around New Japan's high flyer.
The dude is amazing. I was watching his highlights from Lucha Underground, and like nothing fell short of amazing with his talents and his ring skills. I hope that WWE or NXT, for that matter, just let him go off.
My one issue is I hope they don't just put him into 205 and like, all right, do something with this.
Oh, well, it might work.
It might, but have. My only issue with 205 Live is they have the talent pool that can maybe out wrestle the main stars. You have some people that can definitely out wrestle some of the guys on the main roster, but they get the same treatment that kind of the early 2000s cruiserweights get. You're the sideshow. You get 5 minutes. Just do a couple flipping things and then pin each other. Who cares where this goes?
Yeah, that sounds a little more accurate than what everybody hopes would happen with Ricochet.
The cruiserweight champion.
It's not bad. The cruiserweight division isn't bad. It's just the way it's marketed.
But you look at the cruiserweight challenge that they had over the summer about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
every match was fantastic. Kota Ibushi showed up. And you look at Kota Ibushi, you look at Zack Sabre Jr., two men that could have potentially been wrestling for WWE at 205 Live. Kota Ibushi made the right choice by sticking with New Japan and going and wrestling in Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Against Cody, no less.
Well, the rumor was that when Zack Sabre Jr. was done with his match for the Cruiserweight Classic, he went to the backstage and Triple H offered him a contract right then and there. but he turned
I've
it
heard
down.
that. I think it's
so,
smart.
I mean, a lot of these guys are finding that, and it's obvious that you can do business outside of WWE and make a life for yourself. Now, with that being said, I recently actually just checked out this DVD, and it's been sitting on my shelf for a while. The Young Bucks Too Sweet Journey.
Oh,
They actually have someone who's actually signed in this DVD who's just recently signed with NXT, and that's Candice LeRae.
oh, okay.
Now, if you aren't familiar with Candice LeRae, check out her work. She was actually in what was the team? The World's Cutest Tag
World's
Team?
Cutest Tag Team with Joey Ryan.
With Joey Ryan. So check that out. Also, you want to check out on this DVD, if you can get your hands on it. I'm not sure if it's still on youngbucksmerch.com or what, but Candice LeRae actually takes a super kick to the face with a cleat by Nick Jackson.
Wow.
And it is crazy to see it. I mean, it's like, remember when Joey Mercury hit his face, he got his face hit with the ladder and just blood spewed everywhere?
Yes.
Okay, imagine a super kick taking like basically a shoe with nails on the bottom to the face.
Sounds like your typical Japanese death
man.
match.
Yeah, her face like exploded. But yeah, she's actually wrestled. She has experience wrestling men, obviously.
Yeah.
She's wrestled Kevin Steen, who's now Kevin Owens. She's got quite a bit of a resume as far as being an indie worker. I'm excited to see her bring that tough edge over to NXT, which I think as of now, the women's division does need it.
Yeah, I agree. I think these signings that WWE got are fantastic. War Machine is going to inject something into the tag team division, either in NXT or if they just get brought up right into WWE, the main roster.
Yeah.
These guys move great. They are powerful. They have a great look. They've got a great gimmick. They work really well together, like Demolition, like the Legion of Doom. They have a good in-ring mentality within each other. Now, the big thing is, are they going to let them shine? Because you put them up against somebody like The Bar, and you have an outstanding match.
You're putting the carriage before the horse. Like, let's just throw them in NXT.
That's how I live life, man.
I know, man, and I hear you, but here's what I'm saying. Throw them against the Authors of Pain. You've got a pretty good match going on there. And that's what I think that crowd in NXT would appreciate.
Well, I think they're already going to know them. They're going to be like, oh, hey, Rowan Hansen.
Oh,
we like you. We saw you in New Japan.
It would be insane. And so, I mean, WWE is starting to look like they're pulling the best talent from the indies, man. It's only a matter of time till they get everybody.
Almost everybody.
I
think there's going to be a select few that just go, nah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
I mean, sometimes the money's not that worth it, but the travel and all that. But speaking of all that, I mean, a lot of these people are future Hall of Famers in their own right. And we actually caught the announcement of the first inductee to the 2018 WWE Hall of Fame, Goldberg.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg. Shout out to Bill Goldberg.
So, what are your thoughts on this, man?
The one thing I've been noticing about this Hall of Fame by the WWE, they incorporate somebody that has barely had any matches with the WWE, but as long as they were in a ring, they still go, you have the resume everywhere else. You can come in. Mil Mascaras. They had Antonio Inoki.
Yeah.
Who I honestly don't know where they picked up a match from him in WWF, WWE, wherever it was.
Trained Hogan. Do you think that they go by WWE connection?
I think they have to, because the story I've heard with the Hogan and Inoki, Hogan was in New Japan in the 80s, late 70s.
Yeah, it had to be late 70s.
He won the title.
Right.
They would not allow him to leave Japan without dropping it to Inoki.
Dang.
Like, they legit took his passport away, and they're like, no, you aren't going to leave without. So this is all what I've heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as Goldberg going into the Hall of Fame,
I'm cool with it, man.
yeah, his record of 100-0 in WCW. I guess,
dude.
I guess because WWE technically bought WCW.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the library for it. He deserves it. He definitely put in the work, and as far as entertaining people, he's second to none. So he deserves it.
I mean, from being away from the ring for 12 years and then coming back and then having like some pretty. I mean, I'm not gonna say there were memorable matches, but
It's a great story.
Great stories. I mean, to have taken Brock down in like 10 seconds.
When you eliminated him in the Royal
Rumble. I mean, there's so much there. But I mean, it's Goldberg, dude. Like I remember when I was a kid, the first match that I actually saw Goldberg in was him against Phil DeMott.
Yeah, Hugh Morris.
Yeah,
that's
Hugh
the one I
Morris.
remember too.
That's the one. I think that whenever they show his highlights, it's always that match.
Yeah, it's him, and then Gene Okerlund asks him, "Hey, tell us about yourself."
And he walks away.
Yeah,
dude, that's when I thought Goldberg was like the greatest wrestler.
I was like, "Oh, this
ever.
guy's weird, but all right, he's big, cool."
I just thought he was amazing just because he let his actions speak for themselves in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He was just awesome.
He was a strong, silent type.
Exactly. Yes. Now, speaking of strong, I can't segue out of that one, but I'm going to say this.
I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, well, let's rumble, the way Nakamura said it. Anyway, Bobby Roode is the new U.S. champion.
Great.
Dude, I mean, where do we go from here? I love it.
From here, I think he needs to defend it against Sami Zayn.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, I think they've got a good chemistry that they can definitely exploit. Sami Zayn's a great worker in the ring, so is Bobby Roode. Honestly, if the title doesn't go to Kevin Owens, him.
Oh, yeah.
Have an all-Canadian U.S. championship.
It'd be cool to have, like, Bobby Roode hold on to it for a good while before dropping it. Maybe, like, have him, like, hold it for a very, very long time.
Give it some prestige.
Yeah, I think that's what, and in my mind, seeing that he's got it, that's what's gonna kind of build that prestige. Like his character builds that prestige. The Glorious One holds the United States title.
Yeah, I made this title what it was when John Cena had it.
Yeah, basically like kind of what the Miz is doing with the Intercontinental title, what he did for a while. Now you have Bobby Roode, who's going to basically do the same thing for the U.S. title.
Yeah, I think this is a great move. Bobby Roode has been in this weird floundering position ever since he got called up after the Royal Rumble. And I think it's his time. I think it's his time for him to really get shown on national television as a legit wrestler that people should get behind.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just going to say one more thing about Bobby Roode being the U.S. champ. I think that moving forward, I think there's nothing to stop his career aside from injuries, and God forbid, anything like that happens. But to me, it looks like they put this belt on Bobby Roode. They're grooming him to be the next guy eventually. This whole tournament thing to me was like King of the Ring.
Dude, they should just have another King of the Ring.
That's what I was thinking.
They have enough.
We can talk about that maybe on the next show, but we'll definitely keep that in mind. So what we want you guys to do, if you're listening out there, which of course you are, go ahead, go to our Instagram. We're going to go ahead and make like a little King of the Ring bracket. Why don't you guys go ahead, give us your votes as to who's going to fill in those brackets, and we'll vote. Well, you know what? We'll throw the guys on there. You guys vote for who's going to basically win in this, our pseudo King of the Ring tournament with current WWE stars. So let's call it. That's the headlines. And we'll be right back after this break.
Hey moviegoers, this is Ryan D, Akinola Ryan 680. This is Alamo City Movie Talk. Meet my crew.
I'm Mike at Polaris Mike. We do movie reviews.
Juan at Cloud X Drive, and we do trailer reactions.
I'm Juan the Cook Crane, and we do everything movie related. And once again, you're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
Thanks, guys, from Alamo City Movie Talk. If you guys are really into your films and love to talk cinema, go ahead and look those guys up. Alamo City Movie Talk. They'll give you the 411 on all the latest movies. So we're going to introduce a new segment to the show. This is called 20 Seconds of Buy or Bust. So what we're going to do on this segment is we're going to pick a topic, and we're going to have, each one of us is going to have 20 seconds to give our opinions on it. And that's pretty much it. It's done. It's dead. We'll never speak about it ever again. So you ready, Alex?
Let's do it.
Okay. So 20-second buy or bust. Jinder Mahal. Go ahead, Alex.
Jinder Mahal, bust. As of this year, I think he was just kind of a linchpin for the WWE to get their mitts into India. He dropped the title to a much more deserving AJ Styles, and that's where it needs to be. And I think he's going to stay floating in the mid-card, and I am just about out of time with Bust. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to say, are we rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like I already lost 5 seconds. I'm going to say, I'm going to buy into it. I'm going to buy into it just for the sake of argument, but I'll tell you this. Jinder Mahal came back from being a nobody to being the world heavyweight champion. I'm going to say bye. Let's see where we go from here on in.
That works for me.
All right, so that was it. We're going to go ahead and do a lot more of these. It's going to be fun. We'll have our buy or bust 20 seconds on our next show, and we might come up with something a little more fun. What do you think, Alex?
If you guys have any topics that you want us to debate, 20 seconds or anything,
yeah,
hit us up on our Instagram. We're always really
always
open.
on Instagram, so that's probably the best way to find us is on One Sweet Wrestling Podcast on Instagram. Also, check us out on Facebook, One Sweet Wrestling Podcast. And if you like to do the email and all that stuff, just get on your little Google machine, type in onesweetwrestling@gmail.com. Feel free to email us anything, any comments, any suggestions, anything that you want to hear on our podcast.
Free tickets, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, man. We're going to have some fun with it. So we'll be right back with Raw highlights from San Antonio, Texas with a first-hand account.
Hey, guys. Anthony Cortez Haynes here, that wrestling video guy. And you're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
Thanks, Anthony Cortez Haynes. That guy is so funny, man. If you guys are into memes or short videos or just funny videos in general, check out AnthonyCortezHaynes.com. He's got the goods. Used to be a former pro wrestler, and now he does funny wrestling memes. And if you get it, you get it. Let's just put it that way.
I get it.
So you get it, right?
I get it.
So sometimes we're not able to watch or go to live events and stuff like that as much as we would like to.
Yeah, it's expensive, y'all.
It gets a little pricey, you know. But fortunately, we have some really good friends of ours. One named Richard Gonzalez, who actually was at the show at Monday Night Raw this past Monday
at the AT&T Center.
At the AT&T Center. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick rundown of that Raw, just some highlights here and there.
Now, this is his account.
This is his account.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to just try to paraphrase his texting to me, which is hilarious. All right. So Strowman fired. The Bar loses to Titus and Cruz with the interruption of Jason Jordan. Strowman goes on a rampage, and he starts tearing up house. Then we get the bizarre one. Goldust comes to the ring with Cedric Alexander, and he confronts Enzo Amore with Drew Gulak. Alexander with the win. And Braun Strowman just continues to tear house and just tears everything up. Then he goes over to the production truck, and he pretty much takes it on the road and he starts driving it around. So what ends up happening is he goes over to a Mack truck and flips it on its side. I'm embellishing when I say flip it over.
Can you imagine trying to say this to somebody that hasn't ever watched wrestling? Yeah, some guy named Goldust comes up with a guy named Cedric, and then another guy named Braun destroys the house, flips over some stuff. It sounds insane.
I mean, if I was a non-wrestling fan, I'd probably be like, what channel was this on?
Wait,
I must see this.
Flipped a Mack truck?
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
want to see this. So after all this chaos that Braun Strowman ensues, he goes ahead and for some reason Michael Cole's up on the stage. I guess he's like telling Strowman like, hey man, like cut it out. Like you're not supposed to be doing that. But Braun Strowman being Braun Strowman throws Michael Cole off the stage.
What?
Now, check this out. The security hands that actually catch Michael Cole, one of them was a guest on our show. And that was Dylan Dunbar.
Shut your face.
Yes. So shout out to Dylan Dunbar.
Dude, good
Congrats
job, bro.
for being on Raw. We got to have you back and maybe you can talk to us about that experience. That sounds pretty cool. So eventually throughout the night, Braun gets rehired by Stephanie McMahon and tells Kurt Angle, hey, you're hiring him back.
Oh, yeah, because Kurt fired him originally.
Right. And then you have Nia Jax versus Asuka, which actually turned out to be, and I actually saw this match, it turned out to be a really good match. There was a spot where Nia's getting up on the, she's walking up the steps, and Asuka kicks the legs from underneath her, and she falls flat on her butt on the steps.
Great.
And it looked awesome. So Asuka wins in the match, and Nia Jackson is unable to continue. Then we have Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, which is announced, and Dr. King versus Vince McMahon. I'm kidding. That's not happening. They do. That's actually what he put. He said Dr. King versus McMahon. Okay, that's not happening. 10-bell salute to the King. The Revival versus some jobbers, which was actually a pretty cool match. It was nice to see the Revival back.
I've heard that the people that were wrestling the Revival are actually a tag team from Progress.
Really?
Yeah, I need to look more into it, but I've heard they're like a decent tag team.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the next show. Let me know about that. Then Enzo puts Alexa Bliss in her place because I guess she came out to help out Nia Jax or something, and I guess they're building up that storyline, you know, that Harvey Whippleman kind of thing. Then you have Elias, who comes out and plays a song for San Antonio. I don't know what that song sounds like. I would definitely like to check that out. Go back and watch it. Then you have Roman Reigns versus The Miz Taraj, which to me just sounds like a waste of time. Roman picks up the win, obviously. And let's see. Woken Matt Hardy makes an appearance. And Richard also tells me that Gilbert is a 2018 inductee. LOL Goldberg. So yeah,
he got jokes.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. So then at the end of it, you've got your Too Sweet with Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins picks up the win.
Yeah, I can see that.
With the curb stomp.
Wow.
So that's back. Very interesting. So based off of this, which by the way, thank you to Richard Gonzalez. We're gonna hook you up with a T-shirt from One Sweet Wrestling Podcast for sending in these results. You didn't have to do it, buddy, but you pulled through.
You did it.
Thank you for that. So I'm sending him a wave right now and on Facebook, and let's just see what he says, and
so
we'll touch up on that.
Honestly, I like what they're doing with Goldberg. Or I'm sorry, not Goldberg. My mistake, y'all. Goldust.
Yes.
Being utilized with 205 Live. I think this is a great move by the WWE.
Yeah.
He's not going to be wrestling for too much longer, so why not put him in with some younger guys? And he still holds his own.
It's a good way to get the younger guys over.
Yeah, it's great. It doesn't make him look weak. It doesn't make them look super strong. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now with this curb stomp coming back.
Dude, I'm okay with it.
Hear me out.
Okay.
So their whole thing, I believe, was about the concussions and head trauma, right?
Yes.
Where does this tie in with Daniel Bryan?
Very interesting.
Only time will tell.
That's true.
You know, unfortunately, we did not get to go see this, and I would have loved to seen what they did with the Mack truck getting flipped over. But Braun is just fantastic. I think he's just going to continue to get that rocket strapped to his back.
This is his year.
Yeah,
I think it's his year. After Mania, it's all Braun, dude.
Yeah,
There's no way that they're going to continue to ride this Roman train. I think that they've stepped off of the train. I think they've put him back in the service yard, and I think they're going with the new train in Braun Strowman.
Dude, have you seen the new Braun shirt?
No, I haven't.
It says "Get these hands."
Really?
It is awesome.
Where can we find that? On WWEshop.com?
I believe it is.
I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. That sounds pretty awesome.
But yeah, I mean, this is all leading up to next week's Royal Rumble. You know, the whole Asuka Nia Jax thing, it's a great move by WWE. Nia Jax, I wasn't high on her when she first came up.
Right.
She could have definitely used another couple of months in NXT, but Asuka, man, if they can book her right this next year, she's going to be a breakout star in the main roster.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see the Revival back.
Yeah.
I hope that this injects a little bit of life into the tag team division on Raw.
Going back to something, can you imagine the Revival against War Machine?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Great matchup.
I think we might see a tag team in the Undisputed Era, or maybe Sanity going up before we even get to see War Machine.
Yeah, and I'm imagining somebody like TM61.
Yeah.
They've been hurt for a while. I think they're back. I need to recheck that. But yeah, I see that happening. But yeah, it sounds like Raw was actually pretty decent this week.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, this is a good build-up, a very strong build-up to the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, they're really not going to be able to do anything storyline-wise, I think.
I think this 25th anniversary, they might be able to do something with
very
it.
minimal, though.
Yeah, I think this was kind of like the go-home show already. So yeah, I think we're looking pretty good for Royal Rumble next week and Raw 25th anniversary. So I mean, really, it's a good show all around. I think I'm gonna go with that. But I tell you what, guys, if you're into trivia, stay tuned. We'll be right back. If you're looking for a unique, clean, and comfortable shop to get your next tattoo, check out the artists at Galaveras Tattoos. They're located downtown San Antonio at 628 South St. Mary's, just north of Cesar Chavez. Galaveras is home to some of the best, most experienced tattoo artists in San Antonio, and the only shop in town with 4 female artists on staff. Established in 2005, Galaveras Tattoos offers a variety of styles and the highest quality tattoos with a price that won't hurt your budget. So stop by for a consultation or give them a call to schedule one. It's easy. 210-227-7673. That's 210-227-7673. Galaveras Tattoos, San Antonio's favorite tattoo shop.
If you're interested in San Antonio's nightlife or just got out of work and want to knock a few back with some friends, check out El Luchador, located at 622 Roosevelt in Southtown. El Luchador is a wrestling-themed bar with a neighborhood bar feel. They've got a friendly staff and offer great drink specials. They also host a variety of events such as Loteria Night, Trivia Night, and live music. Be sure to add them on Facebook at Luchador Bar SA. El Luchador, located at 622 Roosevelt in Southtown.
Yeah, man. So El Luchador and Calaveras Tattoos, 2 of my favorite places. I've known the manager there, Jerry Garcia, for years, man.
His name is Jerry Garcia?
His name is legit Jerry Garcia. Gerardo. But that dude does some great tattoo work. He's actually done the Mount Rushmore with the Universal Studios monsters on my arm. Basically all the tattoos that I have and a lot of friends' tattoos and things like that. He does some great work. El Luchador, cool hot spot in San Antonio. If you're into pro wrestling and
into drinking,
then definitely hit that place up. But I do want to talk about our event, Wrestle Trivia. But before I do that, I just want to give a quick shout out to Jay Radar, who actually is on Instagram. You can follow him at JEYREYDAR. That's the spelling of it. He makes the best WWE handmade cards. So basically what these are, they look like game pieces, and he creates, he can make them basically look however you want them to look. So, if you're missing game pieces or, want to like have some nice decorative stuff around the house and you're into WWE, he can make that for you. So pretty cool guy. I actually had the chance to talk to him about some stuff, and he's a diehard wrestling fan, man. So shout out to him and what he's doing. But if you are a wrestling fan, we have an event called Wrestle Trivia, January 26th at El Luchador.
No. Let me give it to him straight.
Okay,
look, you pencil neck geeks. If you think you got what it takes to beat Beto and I at wrestling trivia, if you think you got the gusto, you think you got the brain to your Gorilla Monsoon, then you come on down. You bring your crew. You bring your crew on January 26th to El Luchador, and you test yourself. You test yourself against us, your trivia masters. You're going to get your brain stretched. You're going to get your brain backdropped. It's going to be a bad time for your brain.
And curb stomped.
Oh,
man. What a promo, dude.
But in all seriousness, guys, if you have ever had random nights where you and your friends are just talking about wrestling and, hey, remember this? Oh, no, I don't remember that. Well, I do. Bring everybody you know. It's going to be a good time.
Meet some new friends to come out and talk wrestling with. I mean, we're all going to be out there. It's going to be on January 26th. The event starts at 7 p.m. We've got some really cool vendors out there. One of them being Snakehawk Press, Calaveras Tattoos, who will actually be out there as well, selling some really cool artwork. Arte de Coco, who she actually does some customized commissions work and things like that. So you definitely want to check that out. Black Moon Print, I actually just told Alex about this, and Black Moon Print has some really awesome stuff. They're just coming off of a Wes Anderson. What do you call those?
Comic-Con?
No. It's like a gallery, and they have
Oh, yeah, that's called a.
You know what? I don't even know what it's called, but it's one of those things. But they have a lot of really cool artwork. I mean, just to give you the idea. I mean, they actually have a Creature from the Black Lagoon print, which is really awesome.
I'm all over that.
Yeah. We love our monster movies here. And then we're also, for all you ladies out there who your dudes are like us and they like to talk wrestling.
And you're just putting up with them.
And you're putting up with it. Why don't you go hang outside, let the men talk wrestling, and get your nails did by Black Tongue. And that's at Black Tongue. And you can see the spelling, and we'll post it up on our Instagram, which it's already up on there. And you can hit her up with kind of nail designs and stuff like that. So she'll actually be out there doing some nails. We're going to have some music by DJ Joe Kerr. So it's going to be an all-around good time. There's going to be food by Mais, who actually does some really good street tacos and things like that. So if you're about it like we are, come on down January 26th to El Luchador. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be Wrestle Trivia hosted by us, One Sweet Wrestling Podcast. And I don't think there's anything else left to say, but
we out.